So welcome to the review of week 2. This week, if you notice, we're working in smaller groups, so you can work closely with other classmates, probably somebody that you haven't participated, you haven't uh, socialized with. So that was the point behind this exercise. But still, if you have any comments or any suggestions, please post them on the frequently asked questions in week 0 so I know how this is working out for you. Now, this is the review for group number 6. Carolina Rochin Lizárraga, Sandra Isela San Pedro Mendoza, Antonio Torres Cruz, Ana Lucía Velázquez Encinas, and Mauricio Vizcarra Acosta. Okay? So, your task for this week was to read an article from Rebecca Smoke on ESP, and Antonio Torres, who posted very early, I think was the first one to post, he says this. After reading the article, I have to say that the idea of ESP is way clearer for me now than the way it was before. So yeah, that was, it was part of the goal to give you a deeper insight on what ESP is, but also to shape those preconceived ideas that ESP was about vocabulary. And you made a good point here when you says, she mentioned in the article how ESP is not about teaching technical vocabulary for a professional at all. An idea that I actually thought was true at first. I think we all fell for that one, Antonio, so I wouldn't feel too bad about it because we all start there. But then as we progressively study, we realize that there's way more to ESP than just vocabulary. So I'm sure you have no problem with this. Yeah, Antonio closes his comment with ESP courses should be developed based on the immediate content situations that people who need it actually have, as this may constantly change. Yes, I think I mentioned this before, but the needs analysis is the first step to a efficient and professional ESP class. Without thorough needs analysis, we wouldn't have a clear idea on what is it that they need to learn and what is it that we should spend time on. We want to see the distinction later on wants and needs. Sometimes students, they want things, but they don't actually need them. And it's like writing a letter to Santa, I want this and that, when they don't actually need it. So we have to work specifically on what they need because most ESP courses are very short, so we don't have time to waste around on wish lists or anything. So thank you, Antonio. It's great, as usual. Very good participation. Sandra Isela San Pedro. There's the article for the ESP. Seems to me interested. I can now understand a friend of mine who's teaching English in the ESM, the Polytechnical, where the students are from the medical area. Oh, this is very interesting. If you could send me this guy's contact information, maybe we can convince him to work with us and share his experience. That's always great. So Sandra continues saying, I realize that education as a teacher has to do when need to create a correct environment to the necessities of the students. Yes, that's exactly right. We need to conduct that needs analysis so we know what they need. And second thing is we need to know how they process that information so we can design the activities or choose the correct activities that will match the student's learning style. So motivation and enthusiasm doesn't decay. They keep going strong. Yeah. So thank you, Sandra Isela. Sandra Isela finishes with this. Rebecca Smoke described the process of English teacher who has to learn from her mistakes to teach ESP and learn to analyze and teach the language in use in particular situations, facilitate and engage the learners in English. Yes, the idea is that you learn from other people's mistakes, so you don't have to go through them again. But again, some people, they need to make their own mistakes, so feel free to explore. But if you have any questions, any doubts, please let me know. Believe me, I have failed many times. I can probably help you. So we have Mauricio Vizcarra. He posed, what do you take away from the article? I take from the article that it's not just about the vocabulary in the field that's being studied. but that includes context that surrounds the vocabulary. Yes, definitely. Again, that was the purpose. The purpose was to shake those preconceived notions that DSP is mostly about teaching vocabulary. It is a big part of it, but that vocabulary has to be contextualized so we can be practically applied to their necessities, to their goals, to their everyday tasks and activities. So yes, that's very good, Mauricio. Mauricio finishes with this. I also understand that teaching ESP is not an easy task, that it takes a lot of dedication, time, and effort. Yes, I mean, we hear all the time that teachers carry different roles in the classroom, but if we're honest, I mean, from the beginning, we don't design our own syllabus. We don't really conduct any analysis or a learning style with survey or analysis. We just get the content that we're going to teach and we teach it. Most of the time, I'm not saying everybody does that, but our classes are one size fits all. You know, like we prepare one class for different students that are very different one from the other, but your class is pretty much the same. Some people, they try to adjust it here and there, but because of practical reasons, I can understand why they will do this. So Mauricio, thank you very much for your contribution. It's very, very good. Carolina Rochin, she helped us with this. It was very interesting to read this article. It's been a long time since the 1960s, and many of us still have the same thought about ESP. Yes, okay. I mean, again, like I told the rest of your classmates and your work mates, e-mates, the idea was to shake those preconceived notions of ESP. Like that's the easiest thing to believe, that it's all about vocabulary when it's more than that. So it's a good thing that you took that away, like most of your classmates did that. So very good. On the points you mentioned during the article, I see how Rebecca in the first class noticed that her lesson was not working, which is expected. And I like the article, I like her attitude, sorry, that she didn't stay in the comfort zone. Right? Yeah, I mean, when it comes to ESP, you have to be very good at improvising. You have to think on your feet. You have to start, always improving everything. Your materials, your content, your feedback, the way you give instruction, the way you give feedback. You have to keep your finger in the pulse, so to speak, so you know what changes to make. So you're always on your toes. You never, you can never say, oh, I got it, because every day something new is going to come up. Every day they're going to have a new question. And since we're not the experts in the content of the class, that we're not doctors, we're not lawyers, there's always going to be something that we don't know. So it is up to us to, live up to the challenge. So Carolina Rochin, thank you very much. That was an excellent contribution. And we have Ana Lucia Velasquez Encinas, and she writes this. It was very interesting to read and break the information on ESP into chunks. The article definitely clarifies some doubts that I had with regard to some of the aspects of this type of English teaching, especially the English for specific purposes. It's not only the practice of technical vocabulary, but involves a deeper analysis of the field in the context where the language is going to be used. Yes, and Lucia, it's very good. That's a good takeaway from the article. We have to know way more than just the technical vocabulary. Again, it's a big part of it, but we have to find ways to implement that technical vocabulary in everyday activities and activities that they conduct. Doctors, lawyers, architects. So remember what we said is we're extrapolating what they already know how to do in Spanish, but now we're going to do it in English. So this takes way more than just vocabulary. So Jose Velasquez, thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution. And that will be that. So that's the end of week 2. I hope you had a great time. And again, if you have any comments, any suggestions, I suggest, if I may be redundant, to put it on the frequently asked questions forum on week 0. Again, thank you for your participation, and I'll see you on lunch.